Good Taoiseach, the bank bailout has cost the Irish taxpayers 60 million, including interest to date. Your government has dissolved the bank levy, of which the banks have only paid 1.2 billion. I'm talking to you today, asking you the concerns about what's happening with Bank of Ireland. 3 branches in Clare, Cashel and Templemore in Tipperary are closing. All over the country, banks are exiting rural Ireland. ABS are leaving Tipperary town. We saw what's happening with Ulster Bank. When is your government going to get real? We have a 14% share in Bank of Ireland, and exercise that. I also heard Minister O'Brien this morning at feeble words and a little tickling of what's going on with Davies and elsewhere. So you're not supporting the taxpayers, you're supporting the banks. You're actually in bed with them. You're allowing this closure and abandonment of rural Ireland to go on week in, week out, and there'll be multiple closures coming, and they're already, because they get away with it. That's not touch with you. Why have you abolished the banking levy?
First of all, I want to thank all of the deputies for raising this issue, because I do understand and I do accept the impact that these bank closures have on the various towns across the length and breadth of the country that the deputies raised, and the implications for the towns concerned, for businesses in the towns, and for people in general in terms of doing their banking. The 14 cent or the percentage shareholding does not give government any role in terms of the running of the banks, and that has been the position for as you know, for quite a long time. The government does not run the banks, nor is it minded to run the banks. That said, we are committed to rural Ireland, and we are committed to looking at alternative ways now to support those towns through different government mechanisms and agencies, and also in the context of An Post, to see what we can do in terms of the An Post network, in terms of supporting An Post to, not just in the context of its deal with the Bank of Ireland, but more broadly speaking, to maintain as much of its network as possible across rural Ireland, and then to take other initiatives in terms of investment in such towns under a whole range of headings. And we are committed not just to regional development but to rural development in terms of government funding of a whole range of initiatives which will be announced, some of which already has been announced and more of which will be announced in the coming weeks.